Thank you very much. And it was such a delightful surprise today to find that Barry was here. He was just one of the best writing teams in the whole wide world. To get blessed with writing like that is truly a blessing. And if he'd been any kind of a friend, he would have written me something for today. So well, what are friends for? I feel like I'm coming home to family, coming here, because I've been working with guide dogs. I say working, I've been associated with Guide Dogs for the Blind for a lot of years. And it's such, I first got interested. I was doing a show called The Pet Set back in 1970, 71, and I interviewed a wonderful lady, the incomparable Nora Hamilton, and I got totally hung up on the work that they did up here. And I got more and more fascinated, and ultimately through the years, I was able to adopt a career change dog, my beloved Kita. At that time, when a dog didn't graduate, they'd say he flunked out. And that used to just tick me off. These magnificent animals don't flunk off, but maybe if they have a health problem or they're afraid of noises or something, they don't graduate, but they don't flunk out. They go into career change. And it's been that way ever since. Well, my beloved Kita was a career change dog. He was puppy raised up in Alaska, and in the Inuit language, Kita means forward. And I had this beloved boy for 10 glorious years till I lost him to cancer, canine cancer, the #1 killer of dogs. We're working on that too, Morris Animal Foundation. We're gonna lick that. But when I lost Kita, Guide Dogs for the Blind heard that I had lost him, and they called. He was a golden retriever, a beautiful golden. Oh, pardon me. Sorry. I shouldn't drink on the job. But when Guide Dogs for the Blind heard that I'd lost him, they called me and said they had a young golden retriever career change who would be available to me if I would like. And I said, I thank you very much, I appreciate it, but I'm still hurting and I'm just not ready and I can't, and well, I'll come up and meet him. So one morning I flew up to San Rafael and I met this beautiful golden boy and we spent a little time together. And then I got back on the plane to come home and think it over. Now, did you ever in your life hear anything more ridiculous? You meet a golden retriever and you're going to come home and think it over. I couldn't get on the way to the airport, I couldn't get my phone out of my purse fast enough. Yes, of course I'll take it. Well, they brought him to me, and as I say, my Kita was the perfect person. He was 10 years old, he did everything right, he knew everything. Well, the new guy was 16 months, and I was scraping him off the ceiling. He was like adopting a teenager. His name was Pontiac, and I didn't name him, Guide Dogs did. They named the same first letter. Every letter has the same first letter, puppy names, and he was Pontiac. And I like to think of him as the Indian chief, not the car. But when the Pontiac car people went out of business, I sat him down and I said, no, honey, it was nothing you did. I was listening and the ears were not quite sure. But Guide Dogs has, a lot of people say, well, what about young blind people? What about children children can't quite handle a guide dog. So a few years ago, they started a wonderful program, the Buddy program, where a blind child, the family can take a career change dog home just to live with them. Let the child get used to being around a dog, caring for a dog, and in training, the goal is, of course, to be ready when they grow a little more to get their own guide dog. Well, at our last graduation, a blind girl, Naomi, graduated with a guide dog, and she had a buddy dog for the last several years. And she grew up, they graduated, she's on her way to UC Berkeley now, and then onward, she's going to go on to work in South Africa on her international studies, and she's got a very special friend to go with it. It's a beautiful example of what the Buddy program is all about. I cannot possibly tell you how much the work that these people do means to the individuals who get those guide dogs. I've seen it change lives so completely that it's heartening to the point of one of the big support ways that we have to help, because guide dogs accepts no government money, and these wonderfully trained dogs are given free to those who qualify. So there's a lot of work to be done in the meantime. And team sponsorships are one of the best, and it's solved a big Christmas problem for me. Because in any business, there are a lot of business gifts, and you just don't know what to give, and you can't do this and you can't do that. So I sponsor a team every year, and then I write notes to particularly my business friends and say that another guy has been started on his career, and there is a team now in business, and I've had wonderful letters back from those teams. But it solves a major, I've already got my box of guide dog Christmas cards already, and I write my notes on those, and I hope that people pick up the message that it would be nice that they'd get treated. Not that I'm pitching, of course. It's a wonderful program like that you can do, and I get such great feedback because they know I'm an animal nut, but it's a people-animal thing. It's a combination thing. So even the people who aren't as crazy about animals as I am get the message. So all I can do is say, please keep up the good work, and let's support this wonderful organization as much as we can. And every time you pass one of those beautiful babies that I'm looking at right now, you don't handle them or you don't touch them without asking permission, but you can sure look up a storm and they get it. So again, I appreciate being here, and I appreciate all your support in all the departments. You've been so kind to me, but it's especially heartening to find you here today. And I hope I get to meet some of you. I hope we get some pictures taken. And again, thank you from the bottom of my heart.